Welcome back. Today we're diving into one of the most powerful skills you can develop: critical thinking. It's not just for academics. Critical thinking helps you make better choices in your career, relationships, and daily life. It's how you avoid scams, make smarter investments, and respond thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally. I'll break down my 5-step critical thinking framework. Simple, practical, and ready for you to use right away. We'll walk through each step with real-life examples so you can start applying it today. By the end, you'll have a toolkit to help you think clearly and make confident decisions. Grab a notebook and let's get started. The very first step in effective problem solving is often overlooked, but it's absolutely crucial. It's all about identifying the problem and formulating the right question. A well-defined question acts as a compass, guiding you towards the most relevant and effective solutions. Most people rush to solutions, eager to find a quick fix. However, they often do so without truly clarifying what they're actually trying to solve in the first place. This can lead to wasted time and effort, addressing the wrong issues. For example, instead of vaguely stating, "I have too much work," ask a more targeted question like, "How can I finish my key tasks by 5 p.m. without unnecessary stress and burnout?" The more specific and well-defined your question, the easier it becomes to brainstorm and find a practical solution that directly addresses the core issue. Dig deeper. What's the real underlying issue? What does success truly look like in this situation? If you're feeling unhappy at work, don't just make a general statement like, "I don't like my job." Instead, ask yourself, what specific aspects of my job are dissatisfying, and what changes would make me feel more fulfilled and engaged? Treat yourself like a consultant brought in to solve a problem. Focus on getting to the root cause, rather than just treating the superficial symptoms. Take the time to carefully write your question down. Clarity on paper almost always leads to clarity in action and a more focused approach. Before moving forward to brainstorm solutions, pause and ask yourself, what's the real fundamental question I need to answer to achieve my desired outcome? Nail this crucial first step, and the rest of the problem-solving process becomes significantly easier, more efficient, and ultimately, more successful. With your question clearly defined and understood, step 2 is to gather information. This stage is all about exploration and discovery. Think like a detective on a case. Collect relevant, high-quality data from multiple sources. The more diverse your sources, the better equipped you'll be to form a well-rounded perspective. Don't just Google and click the first link that appears. That's a recipe for superficial understanding. Seek out both primary sources, which offer direct evidence and original insights, such as original studies or first-hand accounts, and secondary sources, which interpret, analyze, or summarize primary sources, like articles and reviews. Look for different viewpoints and perspectives, especially those that challenge your assumptions and preconceived notions. Avoid confirmation bias, which is the tendency to favor information that confirms existing beliefs by actively seeking counter-arguments. For a career change, talk to people already working in the field you're interested in. Read industry reports and publications to understand the current landscape, and consider taking a short introductory course to get a practical feel for the day-to-day realities of the work. Always check the credibility of your sources. Carefully consider who's providing the information and what their potential agenda might be. Context matters significantly. A company's marketing materials will present a very different picture compared to independent research findings. Build a balanced and comprehensive evidence base before jumping to any conclusions or making any judgments. Be curious, be thorough in your investigation, and maintain a healthy dose of skepticism. The more comprehensive and well-vetted your information, the stronger and more confident your decisions will ultimately be. Take your time and be patient. Good research always pays off in the long run. Step 3 in this process is to analyze and evaluate the information you've gathered. This is where you start to make sense of everything you've collected. Organize your information. Use a pros and cons list to weigh different options, spreadsheet to track data and trends, or mind map to visually connect ideas. Ask yourself key questions. Is this fact or opinion? Is the argument logical and well-reasoned? What's the quality of the evidence presented to support the claims? Watch carefully for biases, both in your sources and, importantly, in yourself. Challenge assumptions and question everything. Every claim rests on something. Find out what that foundation is. For example, when researching supplements, company websites are inherently biased towards promoting their products, testimonials are anecdotal and may not represent typical results, and peer-reviewed scientific studies generally carry the most weight due to their rigorous methodology. Not all evidence is created equal. Scrutinize the quality and reliability of each source. The goal isn't necessarily to find a single perfect answer, but rather to understand the nuances, complexities, and context surrounding the issue. Weigh the strengths and weaknesses of different arguments and strive to see the bigger picture by synthesizing all the information. Move beyond simply what is to asking, so what? What does it all ultimately mean for your decision-making process and the final choice you make? This is where real understanding and informed decisions truly begin to take shape. Now, step 4. Develop solutions. Shift from analysis to creativity. Brainstorm a range of possible actions. Don't settle for the first idea. Generate multiple options from safe to bold. For a career change, options might include new responsibilities at your current job, taking a course, saving up to freelance, or moving abroad. Don't judge ideas yet, just list them. For each, sketch out the basics. What's involved, what resources you'd need. Work backwards from your desired outcome. Imagine you've succeeded, then ask how you got there. This unlocks creative paths you might not have considered. By the end, you should have several concrete options. You're no longer stuck. You have choices. That's real power. Step 5. Make a decision and act. All the analysis in the world is useless without action. Evaluate your options against your original criteria. What matters most to you? Use a simple decision matrix if it helps. Score each option on financial stability, fulfillment, and growth. Consider risks and likely outcomes for each choice. Once you decide, break your plan into small, actionable steps. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Start with the first, easiest action. Remember, action is also a way to learn and adjust. The world changes, so can your plan. Make a choice, act, and iterate as you go. The goal isn't perfection, but progress. Move forward with confidence. You've done the work. That's the 5-step critical thinking framework, a powerful tool. Quick recap. Identify the problem, gather information thoroughly, analyze and evaluate carefully, develop solutions, and make a decision with action. Use this not just for big decisions, but in everyday life. News, conversations, planning your week. Critical thinking gets easier with practice. The more you use it, the more natural it becomes. It's one of the best investments you can make in yourself. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Thanks for watching. See you next time, everyone.